And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for some soothing elevator music. Now, last week, ladies and gentlemen, I published a video about the remake of Silent Hill 2 from Bloober team. It's received almost unanimous positive reviews across the board, leading to Bloober team themselves saying thank you to everybody who voted en masse the positive reviews. Now, I know there are some aspects of those that maybe people are suspecting, well, hang on a minute, you know, it's all early access. How can you say the game is this good? And from the general impressions I get from those guys, they seem to like the game. And someone who might not like the game is called Jacob Geller. No relation to Ross from Friends, but who is this guy? And what does he have stuck up his ass? That's what I want to know. So without further ado, folks, let's get into this.
You know what old Jack Burton always says at a time like this?
Who?
Jack Burton. Me.
They hunted him down. They murdered his friends. And they took the only thing he would kill for.
You know this guy? Yeah, but I'm not proud of it.
If it's a mission no man can survive, he's the man for the job.
Kung Fu Hot Dog.
Fuck you, asshole.
So watch out for him and his babes of the 1980s. Hail to the Jason King, baby.
It's all in the reflexes.
So courtesy of that part place, the Silent Hill 2 remake consultant suggested the world would be better without video gamers. Yeah, we've kind of seen this before with Sweet Baby Inc. They might not say it as succinctly and as direct as that, but this article, and there's my girl Angela right there. Now look, when you know who this actual consultant works for, it's amazing they still allowed Bloober team to create biological women for the game, because obviously you've got to stay true to the legacy of the original game, right? So why I say that, because when you find out who this guy is, it will make sense about why I've addressed that point. Again, are they biologically attractive? Maybe Maria is more than Angela Orozco, played by Gianna Keel, but here we go. So Jacob Geller, who works for Hit Detection, or as I like to call it, Tit Detection, because a bunch of tits run that place. And if you want to know who they are, I'll give you a quick reminder right here. Our diverse team of trusted consultants spans 3 continents: Amsterdam, Austin, and Brighton in the UK, and obviously the Americas, including Los Angeles and New York and so forth, and even going as far as Tokyo, which is a bit shocking in my books. There you go. Sterling McGarvey and Elizabeth Ty are the 2 head honchos of this actual consultant group, and they want to spread diversity and make sure your entertainment follows ESG and DEI guidelines. But back to the article, folks, because you're going to love this. So he wrote on next, surprise! I consulted on the Silent Hill 2 remake. I had a really great experience working with Bloober team. Because of this, I won't really be talking about the game publicly. Have fun figuring out your own takes. So you still mention the fact that you worked on this game, but hey, shh, when the game comes out, if you have bad or good things to say about it, just keep them to yourself, okay? Now, of course, Jacob Geller is on Twitter, and if you look closely at his bio, what does it say? He, him. Producing content on YouTube until I am finally free. I didn't know he was on YouTube. I'm going to check out his channel in a minute.
Surprise, motherfucker.
So what's really funny, someone from Compulsion Games called Bejan Steven in 2019 asked Jacob Geller, I'm curious, what's the dumbest idea you have that you nevertheless believe will, if implemented, makes the world a better place? Geller's response, no gamers. From a guy who does actually play video games, why would you attack gamers? Now, Steven's question might at first seem like he's trolling Geller, but he seems like he was serious. He's responding from Compulsion Games. So I don't know if for some reason Jacob Geller was throwing shade at his remark or wasn't thinking properly, wasn't in a good mood. I'm not sticking up for Jacob's remarks. I'm just trying to piece the images together. Like, why would you say something like that? Have you got a boyfriend, Jacob, that maybe despised you because of your hobby? Who knows? In another unsurprising post made in 2019, Geller wrote, honestly, the fact that, gamers don't think of Taro and Hideo Kojima as political totally fits, because politics in games means anything about race or gender and nothing else. I never thought Hideo Kojima was political. He likes to create very wild, wacky games with beautiful characters. So, yeah, why would you think he's political? And if he does have a certain amount of politics, well, to my knowledge, he's never actually thrown them into his games, but he has made a lot of allegories, that might be the right word, about the future of the world. With the early Metal Gear Solid games, there are lots of hints about what the future could be. Even Phantom Pain addressed some of those issues too. So I wouldn't call him political, more like being socially aware of the future, how things have changed. And look at this great meme by Pandas and Gaming. American devs, endless whining about politics. Japanese devs, let's just get on and make a game and play the damn game. That's exactly right. In 2018, he wrote, I totally understand the defensive response to our medium, except for the fact that you don't really treat it as your medium, Jacob. But it's not all inaccurate to say that far-right groups are trying to recruit gamers. Much of today's alt-right grew out of Gamergate, oh here we go, and its sympathizers, and organizers like Bannon and Milo preyed on those groups. Listen, I'm not going to get into Gamergate Part 1 again. This is very much a sequel to that god-awful incident from 2014. Zoe Quinn, Anita Sarkeesian, who for some fucking reason is making a comeback already. And in July 2018, 2018 was such a good year, folks. Gamers lose their minds if someone reviews Destiny 2 without having played 10,000 hours of Destiny 1. That would be Paul Tassi, I guess, but can't understand that decisions about uteruses shouldn't be made by people who don't have them. So if you're a woman making complaints about Destiny, you get off scot-free, but if you're a man with something else in place of the U word, apparently you're absolutely toxic and vile and disgusting and shouldn't be offering an opinion at all. This Jacob Geller guy is very, very strange. This disdain appears to go back over a decade. In 2013, Geller posted, maybe there'd be more girl gamers if guy gamers didn't act so incredibly unlikable. Have you seen girl gamers, dudes? Oh my gosh, getting their titties out on streams, pretending they're experts. There's only very few female gamers I like out there. Lady Decade might be one, but she's gotten a bit cringe as of late with her ridiculous mutton dressed as lamb outfits. And Vara Dark is still my number one girl to go to. And that's just it. Anybody else I find absolutely putrid and horrible. Again, Geller's posts that belie his thinking is not surprising. In fact, this is just another piece of the mountain of evidence that fits novelist Isaac Young's theory, in which he noted that the current poop crop of Hollywood and video game writers are part of a seething artistic class that wishes to pervert, I want to say that word, for all film, TV, and literary achievement for the sake of applauding themselves and humiliating their enemies. It's the same thing I discussed yesterday with Halo as well. How, well, 343 Industries are now called Halo Studios. And again, something Melanie Mack pointed out in her video, which I didn't realize. John 1:17, obviously a biblical reference. And again, within those original Halo games, you had the Covenant. I suppose you could say Cortana is a guiding angel or a force of light, if you want to interpret it that way. So all that religious iconography and the actual choral singers, You're not going to get that anymore. Because of the bunch of new female gamers, the creators have taken over a male-oriented franchise. Guess what?
Other game does this. There's a million Xbox Live subscribers. There's 1.5 million Halo people who have this pre-ordered. It's going to go for 2.5 million copies. So that's going to bring Xbox Live at least another 1 million customers. For one, I was laid off, so I don't work tomorrow, which is great because Halo 2 is... and I'm done with school. I have no life. It's all about Halo.
That's going to be dead in the water. So Jacob Geller, who works for Tit Detection, obviously a big, massive tit himself, doesn't like you if you play Silent Hill 2. Will his remarks damage the game? I should think not, because people are still going to be curious to play this game, and I want to see, because it's out today, isn't it, I believe? And I want to see what the overall consensus actually is. I know some people are saying, well, right now, Silent Hill 2 is not getting many people on Steam, but it is early access, or it was until today. So we'll see how that fares by the end of the week. Now, if I were you, ladies and gentlemen, and if you were me, you should wish to return, if your heart so desires, for my next video.
Tune in next time, Space Freaks, and hear your doobry go ping in the next gripping installment of
Kung Fu Hot Dog.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Dream of me. I'll make your dreams come true. Everything's possible with me.